So I want to talk about reactive tinnitus, and does it work the same way with the tinnitus that I'm talking about, that's a constant sound, learning to observe your thoughts and catch your thoughts before they spiral? Does reactive tinnitus work the same way? And first we need to break down exactly what reactive tinnitus is. Reactive tinnitus is your nervous system is hyper alert. And so it's focusing in on the tinnitus itself, and any sort of change in perception or any sort of change with the tinnitus at all, you're going to be notified. You're going to be aware of that. And so with reactive tinnitus, the treatment is the same exact as if the tinnitus were a constant sound. What you need to do is, when you're sitting there and you hear the reactiveness, you notice the experience of it being reactive, you want to catch yourself when you notice the thought that's, oh, here's the reactiveness again, it's not going to change, it's, oh my gosh, it's here, it's back, or whatever thought that you have that's triggered from the reactiveness itself. You want to catch that thought, and you want to observe it without letting that thought lead to any more thoughts. So if you are dealing with reactive tinnitus, you have to understand that the distortions in the sound that you're hearing, meaning, like, for me, my reactive tinnitus was caused by music sound, like kick drums and music related, because that's what I'd spent the majority of my life. I was a music producer, and I was listening to these sounds, so I was very aware of how these sounds affected me. But the more I was able to practice remaining neutral and calm when the reactiveness, when I was experiencing it, the more my central nervous system could calm down, and the reactiveness went away completely. And this is the treatment I advise for reactive tinnitus. This is the treatment that I teach, is learning to monitor the reactiveness, the experience of the reactiveness, the same way you would with the tinnitus if it were a constant sound. Now, I have always said my tinnitus was not constant. It spiked. I remember there were weeks at a time where it would spike like every other day or every day. I would just be driving down the road and it would just spike really loud. And there was always a thought attached to that. Oh my gosh, it's spiking again. I can't seem to heal from this, no matter what I do. It's back. It's horrible. What the heck? And it was almost automatic, right? And the same happened when it was reactive, when I would try and produce music, and the eardrums were literally distorting in my ear, and the sound of my guitar, certain frequencies would distort in my ear, and it was like I couldn't tell the difference from the guitar and the tinnitus volume, the tinnitus tone itself. And that was really heartbreaking, because I love music and I wanted to be able to hear the sound of the guitar. I didn't want to be able to not perceive the sound of certain notes against the tinnitus. So that was very heartbreaking. But again, the practice that you do is to sit and observe these experiences, this experience, with a neutral disposition. And it helps this is the time that you can practice cognitive replacement therapy, where you replace this thought that you see, where your brain is telling you there's the reactiveness, it's really bad, it's horrible. You can say, no, this is my nervous system is very tuned in to the tinnitus sound, and any sort of change in perception of it, it's amplifying that to me. I'm not in danger. It's not getting worse. We're going to sit there and not allow ourselves to be drug into the mental tug of war. And that is how you practice with reactive tinnitus. And the more you can catch your thoughts before they spiral, before they, if you can catch your thoughts, because right now it's probably automatic. You feel the reactive sensation, it triggers, and then you're like, oh my gosh, this is so bad. And it happens automatic. Because these thought loops that I'm talking about are like, you've probably been thinking like this for like your whole life. And so it's very, very, very hard to break these thought loops. Very hard. Most people, it feels impossible. It's not, but it just feels that way. Which is exactly what you're doing. You're literally reprogramming your brain from thinking a certain way for your entire life. So go easy on yourself. It takes some time. It's not instant. It's a daily practice of catching your thoughts before they spiral and noticing when they happen. And if you have to watch this video again to notice when, it's usually after you're aware of the sensation of the reactiveness, then that triggers the thought. If you can catch the thought in that state and you can practice a micro meditation, just observe it. Okay, replace that doom thought, that unrealistic thought, with a realistic thought. This is just your central nervous system. It's in fight or flight. It's stuck. It's hyper aware of the tinnitus. It's no more, no less. And once it calms down, the perception of the reactiveness will go away as well. It did for me, and I've seen it. I've seen, a ton of people where it does calm down and it does go away. So I hope this video helps. If you want to work with me, click below. You can book a 60-minute session. Make sure to like this video and share it with someone if you know someone that needs help. It does help the algorithm, which gets this treatment to people who are suffering. I'll talk to you later. Peace.